The prosecutor told her that, you better tell us where it is or you're going to jail. And she cooperated, so they dropped her felony charge down to a misdemeanor.
Just get on with my life.
John's ex-wife Lorena stands accused of cutting off John's penis in a fit of rage. The organ was miraculously reattached, and ever since, John has become a cottage industry of T-shirts, movie deals, and media appearances, some more tasteful than others.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Mox Gunderson here. Hope you're having an awesome Tuesday. So for the past week, the Lorena Bobbitt story from the early 90s has kind of piqued my interest. I don't really know why. I guess it was just kind of a nostalgic thing. I was reflecting on my childhood and different things I remember from it. And one of my more prominent early memories was the Lorena Bobbitt story. There's a National Lampoon's movie with Julie Brown, Attack of the 5'2" Woman, which is like a double feature, featuring the Lorena Bobbitt story and the Tanya Harding story, kind of back to back with the same actress. And that kind of piqued it too. That's more of a complete parody, in that the only thing factual about it's the actual deed. The story's complete horseshit, and that was what was kind of sold to us. As I spoke to my wife and other people who I knew who kind of remembered the situation, they remember it kind of differently than the facts. I was always under the impression that he was cheating on her, and she was angry because of that, and that, the domestic violence, it wasn't as serious as an issue as apparently, it is. As you can see, they're just kind of all over the place with explanations between the two of them. A bunch of he said, she said. If you've ever been in a relationship with anybody, if you've ever been married to anybody, you know what this is all about. Who do we believe? In the wake of the Me Too movement, dare I say, I don't know if I believe her 100%. That being said, I don't believe him 100% either. He's totally full of shit. What happened? This video right here, I'm hoping sheds a little bit of light. I watched the first couple seconds of it. It seems very informative. It was suggested to me by someone else who said that, this is a good video to watch. It has, a bunch of facts kind of lined up, perpendicular, stacked up nicely, very digestible. So, I'm going to shut the fuck up and we're going to check this out. And this is based on the Lorena Bobbitt, John Bobbitt incident from June 23rd, 1993. This was 2 days after I turned 7 years old. So, what a birthday present. So let's get into it.
Is Lorena Bobbitt a greedy, jealous woman who sexually mutilated her husband?
He raped her several times over a 3-day period.
Lorena took a large kitchen knife, cut off her sleeping husband's penis.
She turns around, marches right back into the bedroom, and just does the deed. I don't know how to say that for network television. She just...
Whack.
My name's Jim Sain. I'm a urologist and I enjoyed a very quiet life at Prince William Hospital in Manassas, Virginia. And all that changed for me June 23rd in 1993. The phone at my bedside woke me up in the middle of the night.
Oh, it changed for all of us, pal. We were all given a certain level and beacon of a new face of fear, if you will.
And really all I knew about this on the way into the hospital was that a penis had been amputated and the organ was missing.
What's the first thing you did when you woke up?
I cleared my thoughts and applied pressure, and I went to wake my friend up to tell him to get me to the hospital.
Describe the look on your doctor's face when you showed him what Lorena had done.
It's like his jaw dropped.
I knew I had to get a microvascular surgeon.
They said, we've got this guy here, his penis has been cut off, and can you come down and basically put it back on? I said, okay, do you have the penis? And they said, no.
Yeah, that could be a problem. You kind of need the penis to reattach the penis.
Meanwhile, Lorena has been in the apartment with really a knife in one hand and his penis in the other. And she goes downstairs to her car.
Just kind of picture that. Just kind of picture a young Hispanic lady, in her nightie, covered in blood, holding a large butcher knife in one hand, and a severed penis in the other. Very scary.
I remember I couldn't make a turn because my hands were...
Because it's hard to drive.
With something on it, and so I tried to turn, but then I saw that I have it in my hand.
You were still holding his severed penis in the car?
Yes. And so I look at it and I scream. I threw it out of the window. And
she went to go get an ice cream.
I just drove it as fast as I could. Driving fast and faster.
My husband said, Lorena's here. And I said, oh my God, what has John done to her? And I walked down the stairs and she's huddled in the corner of my living room, screaming and crying.
What has he done to her? I mean, I get what it looks like, but I wonder what let's hear if she kind of elaborates on her sentiments at the time. Because if I walked in on one of my friends and they were holding a severed penis, I'd dip out of there. I ain't lying.
Like a fetal position. And then she said, I cut his penis off. And I said, you did what? And I said, well, I think we better call, 911.
Jana from Lorena.
That's loyalty, girl. That's a true friend.
Able to find out the rough coordinates of the penis. So Jana tells the police roughly where the penis is located.
Roughly.
We ended up coming out
kind
to
of
look for it after learning that the wife had thrown it out the car window.
Police went to that field. It was about 6 o'clock on a June morning, and the police scavenged about and found the organ undamaged. No dogs had chewed on it.
Damn, they're interviewing all the real people. Like typically, they'll hire actors. They don't look like none of these people are actors. These look like real people.
It's retrievable.
The police do find the penis by this kind of grassy knoll by the 7-Eleven. They go into the 7-Eleven with the penis. They get a hot dog container. They fill it with ice. They put the penis on top of the ice, and that's how they take it to the hospital. And then...
Yeah, I always heard about that. That it was like they put on a slushie. I always pictured them walking out like... walking out with like a slush puppy cup with a penis sticking out of it.
Hours of surgery ensue, and it's reattached.
Lorena Bobbitt appeared on the verge of tears this morning as she appeared in court.
She was charged with malicious wounding.
You understand that charge?
That means she not only wounded and severed his penis, but she did it with malice, hatred, revenge. She was
Yeah, no shit.
looking at probably 20 years.
While we were in the hospital, we found out that John was going to be charged with a marital sexual assault charge. We couldn't believe it.
How long did you have to stay in the hospital?
3 weeks.
And when did you know that everything was going to be back to normal, or at least close to normal?
I think the second week, they called my mom. I told her that I had an erection.
And what was your mom's reaction?
Oh, yeah, she didn't want to hear that. I said, no, you got to talk to your dad about that. I know, I was excited.
How quickly did you know that what happened that night was going to be a very big story.
No, I knew it was big because they were trying to, keep the reporters from coming out at the hospital.
Nah, it's average, John. Let's be honest.
They're trying to get into the...
It's an average story.
What was so unusual here is that they both ended up in the legal crosshairs, both charged with crimes, and both facing trials.
John Bobbitt arrived surrounded by attorneys.
Both Bobbitts went to trial. John first in November of 1993 and was found not guilty of marital sexual assault.
You ever worried that the jury wouldn't believe you, that they would think you raped Lorena?
I was innocent. I didn't know I was there.
Lorena Bobbitt entered the Manassas courtroom to face a jury of 7 women and 5 men.
Lorena Bobbitt was found not guilty of malicious wounding by reason of insanity just 2 months later.
Everybody was shocked. How can somebody get away with it?
Sometimes juries do a kind of rough justice. They look at what happened.
You see, this hasn't really convinced me either way, though. Because I can still willingly believe that she's totally batshit crazy. And, would basically say anything to discredit him to come out looking better. And he's a piece of shit, obviously. And he just, he's got that Superman square jaw on him. He's a Marine boy, if I'm correct. He's military, he's jarhead, he's American made. He's that's why this got so big, I think. I think this is why this was so sensationalized. Because, they were a young, attractive couple. She was a young minority. He was like the poster boy for white America. And that's why everybody gave a fuck about it. If it was some black chick cutting off her, cutting off her man's dong, maybe you get on Cops or some crazy shit like that. But I doubt it would have. I doubt that my young mind would have heard the Lorena Bobbitt story, and that legend would have been born into what it is in Americana. So that's just my opinion, though.
And they said, that's enough.
The treasure chest is hidden somewhere within the Rocky Mountains.
Next, what John and Lorena are doing today.
Yeah, I don't care what John and Lorena are doing today. So, yeah, I guess that about sums it up. I'm gonna wrap this video up. I'm not sure how I'm gonna dice it up. I don't know if this is gonna be the end or if this is gonna be the beginning. That's what's exciting about this new process that I'm doing. So, yeah, this was very fun to make. I still really don't have an opinion, though, if I'm being honest with you. All I know is that it's a part of history now. It's folklore. In the wake of the Me Too movement, I think it's a very important story. Because you look at it from both perspectives. Look at it from Lorena's perspective of feeling completely hopeless and feeling like, if somebody was, repeatedly, beating you and raping you, I get why, you would attack that. You would sever the means of destruction. What drives the lust. Yeah, I get the principle behind that. I see things from his perspective. And maybe he was just, maybe he was just a dude who was cheating on her. Maybe that's why I thought that. Maybe that's the way it was explained to me. Maybe other people saw through that bullshit too. Who knows? What's y'all's opinion on is this the first you're hearing of the tale of John and Lorena Bobbitt? What's your opinion on it? Guys, did you ever have nightmares about somebody slicing off your wang while you were sleeping? Let's get a dialogue going. hit me up down below. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get those likes and those comments, and let's get those subscriptions up, because we've jumped up a lot this past month. Very pleased with that. So yeah, I love all you guys, and don't forget to delete your archives. I'll see you guys later.
You're going to end up getting some type of injury, like a bruise or fat lip.
What's your definition of spousal abuse?
Well, it could be anything. It could be punching a hole in the wall, verbal abuse,
Did you do any of those things? In moments of anger, did you push her, shove her?
Yeah, we fought.
But that's not spousal abuse?
I think that's fighting with each other.
Did it leave marks when you restrained her?
Of course. I mean, I may have marks on me, but I didn't flaunt.
How often did you say no to his sexual advances? Did he physically and sexually abuse you?
It was frequently. It was every time he will hit me, he will just try to force me into the sex again.
She punched me.
She punched you?
Yes.
How often did she hit you?
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved